Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. This is groundbreaking stuff right here. And we're just going to get right into it. To tell you the truth, the hype right here is unreal. And this might just be the biggest meal McDonald's has ever released. Now, that's just what I'm seeing. People, you should have seen the line at McDonald's. People are going crazy for this. People are saying they actually did it. They actually did it. Because McDonald's has teamed up with Saweetie to release the Saweetie meal. Now, Saweetie, for those of you who aren't familiar, Saweetie is a famous rapper and very well-known figure. The Saweetie meal is the latest in the celebrity-endorsed meals that McDonald's has been releasing. Now, they've done this before, right? The last meal that McDonald's really did this with was the BTS meal. Preceding that, they had the J Balvin meal. And then after that, or before that, I guess, look, this is already blowing my mind. Before that, they had the Travis Scott meal. This is a celebrity-endorsed meal, so when you think of Saweetie, you gotta think of McDonald's, and this is what Saweetie gets. Every single time when she goes to McDonald's. It's a big meal, though, like I said. And here's what it includes. This is like a full meal. A Big Mac, 4-piece chicken nugget, medium fries, a medium Sprite, Tangy BBQ dipping sauce, and this is where you want to talk about originality. You want to talk about the things that, this is going to make your jaw drop. So right now, here's what I recommend you do. Take one hand, cup it right under here, because get ready, because you're going to need it, otherwise you're going to lose that jaw. It is going to fall off. This is going to blow your mind, or, make your jaw drop. I guess I got to stick to the story here. It includes sweet and sour sauce, but it's been renamed from sweet and sour sauce to Saweetie in sour sauce. So there you have it. Again, it's a fast food feast. Your Big Mac, your nuggets, your fries, your drink, Tangy barbecue sauce, and your Saweetie in sour sauce. Now, the pronunciation, it's spelled S-A-W-E-E-T-I-E, but you have to say, the A is silent, so it's Saweetie, right? So Saweetie in sour sauce, which, it's like a play on the words, sweet and sour, Saweetie in sour sauce. So that's what we have there. Now, price for this meal, there's a lot of uncertainty going around as to what the price for this meal is. I'll just explain what happened in my case, because what I've seen other people saying online and, what reviews I've already witnessed, everyone is kind of getting this at a different price, but in my case, I received this meal for the price of $12. So take that for what you will, but that's merely what I got for it. I was thinking about how I want to review this, and I'm going to look at this two separate ways. And one thing that I will say before we get into the review, for any of you who might be new and are just, kind of checking out and seeing what this meal is all about, on this channel, I merely review the meal for what it is. Does it taste good? Right? How is it compared to the price? I just review it as a food item. If I have anything negative to say here, this isn't an attack towards Saweetie, her character, her music, any of that. This is merely the food. That's what I'm all about. And that's what this video is about likewise. So, bear that in mind, just in case any of that. Okay. I'm going to be trying out each little item on its own, but I'm really just going to say whether it's good or not, because I've already reviewed the Big Mac like 4 times. I've reviewed the chicken nuggets many a time. I've tried out the fries many times. I've tried out the Sprite and the sauces. I've already reviewed every single thing that there is to try here. So, instead of trying to give a detailed analysis, I'm just going to let you know if it tastes like how it's supposed to taste. Here's what the meal looks like, by the way, and I'll hold up the drink in a minute. What's interesting is that some of the branding is there and some of it isn't. For instance, they're kind of teasing you with the sweet and sour sauce because it's not the Saweetie. I did it. Look, I did it. The A is silent. Sweetie and sour sauce. And, you know, you got the Tangy BBQ, but that's the Big Mac there. The nuggets are hiding there. These are the fries. And the fries do come with the branding, which is interesting. You'd think that the sweetie and sour sauce would, and it's supposed to, but you know how it is. But the fries actually do. See, the sweetie meal. What does it say here? Share with your best friend or don't. So it's saying the choice is yours, you know? It's up to you what you want to do with this. And we have, this is the Sprite right here. You could actually see it's dripping on this. It is a warm afternoon. All right, I'm wasting time. Let's just dig in. So I'm gonna go with the Big Mac first. Pretend that never happened. I dropped a fry. And again, I'm not gonna spend too much time reviewing this. The Big Mac, you know, it comes with the usual 2 all-beef patties, the special sauce, American cheese, lettuce, pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun. So let's take a few bites out of the Big Mac here. The sweetie meal from McDonald's going in. That bird back there is all hyped up over the sweetie meal too. Big Mac is fine. Tastes good. Juicy, flavorful. Always like that little tanginess to the special sauce as well. So Big Mac is on point. And nothing really more to say about that. You could always consult my Big Mac review, where I review that in great detail. The nuggets. Of course, we got to go with the sweetie and sour sauce here. So that's what it's all about. Standard McNugget. Crispy. Still juicy and flavorful. Dip it in the sauce. I gotta say, the sweetie and sour sauce is one of my favorite sauces from McDonald's. It's like my go-to. And let me tell you, does it complement those nuggets? It certainly does. We'll try out the fries. Nicely salted. Structurally speaking, they hold their own. They're not limp, but they're not too rigid either. So that's that good intermediary area. Sweet and sour sauce, a good accompaniment. Very good. We will also take a sip of the Sprite. Yeah, very citrusy. Not usually my go-to beverage, but it is a refreshing accompaniment on a day like today. And we'll have to try out that Tangy BBQ sauce as well. Oh, I know I double dipped. Solid, has a nice, nice little bite to it. Now that begs the question, though, with the sweetie meal. The components of this meal are all classic items, right? These are the McDonald's namesakes. The Big Mac, Chicken McNuggets, the fries, the dipping sauces, and the drink. And that leaves me with a little bit of a predicament, though, and allow me to explain this. This meal, there's nothing to complain about in terms of quality, right? I can sit here and I can say, well, tastes good. I like the Big Mac. I like the nuggets. I like the fries. The sauces are nice. The drink is nice. And all that is good, right? Value is what it is, $12, but you're still getting some food for the price, admittedly. So, from a quality standpoint, fine by me. And if you're a fan of Saweetie, and you like the meal, you know this all really appealing to you, then go out and get it, by all means. Because I don't have anything bad to say about the quality of the items themselves. So, out of 10, and I'm going to be breaking precedent, I'm going to be giving this 2 ratings, allow me to explain why. From a quality standpoint, the food is fine. It's McDonald's, but it tastes exactly how you would expect it to. Everything works. The meal would get an 8 out of 10, quality-wise, food-wise, right? The food is fine. So that's the review if you're interested in that. But I do want to give a second opinion of the meal in terms of its premise. And, you know, my disappointment in terms of the premise is measurable, and my day isn't ruined, but I am a little bit... I have mixed feelings. Now, if this is Saweetie's favorite meal from McDonald's, that's fine by me, you know? Hey, she likes what she likes, and that's fine. Heck, even when I go to McDonald's, I get this exact same meal pretty much, sans Sprite. I always like getting a Big Mac and some nuggets and the sweet and sour sauce, along with some fries. So, I mean, I've been getting this meal a lot. But one thing that I've noticed, at least from my own viewpoint, but also what I've seen in the general public, with these celebrity meals, a lot of people always say, I wish there was something special about this meal, something new to the menu, something a little more inventive. And the fact that for this meal, all we're getting is established favorites that have been here for decades and decades. There's no special burger, there's no special sauce, there's no special anything about this. Sure, you can take an item, you can repackage it, you could rebrand it, and you can call the sweet and sour sauce the Saweetie and sour sauce, which, you know, it is what it is. But is there anything new? In the BTS meal, at least we had a few new sauces that came out, and with some of the preceding meals, with the Travis Scott meal, at least you had a burger that was a little more customizable. In this instance, though, you're really just getting a generic meal that has been here on the menu for at least as long as I can remember. So in terms of the premise of the meal, and in terms of originality, how inventive it might be, I am a bit disappointed, and from what I've already seen online, a lot of other folks are too. They're kind of saying, well, you know, everything works, it tastes good, but this is all that there is to it. And that disappoints me, and it's disappointed a lot of other folks as well. So, food-wise, it's fine, but as a concept, that's where I do have a problem. I think it just could have been a little better in that regard. Like I said, I have nothing against Saweetie or any of that. This is merely from a conceptual point of view. So taking that into account, you know, in terms of just what the meal is, I would be giving it a 5 out of 10 in terms of the idea and the execution thereof. But in terms of the actual food quality, it gets an 8 out of 10. And that's the most important thing to remember. Does it taste good? Yes, it does. So, some mixed feelings about the Saweetie meal. Again, I like the food. I get this stuff all the time anyway. But to say it's something special, not necessarily. So, that's it. Just giving you the, you know, just the honest take. And that's all that I have for you. Thank you for watching. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. Take care.